Hey guys. If you were named after someone, you need to listen to this message. If the name you have is the name that you inherited, you were named after a particular person in your family, you need to listen to this message because this message is very important. You might not be going by that name, but you know that you have been given a name that you inherited. It is not yours. They named you after somebody in your family. You need to listen to this. Please pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, because most of the people, you are suffering and struggling with the issue of unemployment, and you are suffering with the issue of chronic disease, chronic sickness, failure after failure, stagnation after stagnation. No matter how hard you try, no matter how qualified you are, you just can't get a breakthrough in your life. You have sought all kinds of solutions, but nothing is working out for you. Most of the things that are working against you are the names that you were given at birth. They named you after a particular person, and you never cared to know the person whom they named you after. Therefore, demons have used that name that you inherited in order to open doorways in your spirit, in order for them to attack you. And that is why you have been going through series of misfortunes and you don't know why. So I'm going to give you ways to come out of that type of thing in order to break through from that type of influence, because names that you are given are very important. Your name has a way of shaping your destiny. Your name has a way of shaping your destiny. So listen to this very carefully. If you were named after a person, or you were given a name in order of somebody, first you must check who is that person that you are named after. Who is that person that you are named after? Number two, how did that person live? How did the person that you are named after live? Number three, did that person have a form of a spiritual achievement or a spiritual gift? Check those things. What was that person's weakness or habit? And again, how did that person die? You need to check these things that I'm telling you. How did that person die? How did that person live? And what was their spiritual habit or their spiritual achievement? Because these things, believe you me, demons use these names to open a doorway for the very same things that that person that you have been named after to manifest in your life. Therefore, you begin to go through everything that that person went through. So names are very important. That is why most of the times God, when he would cut somebody, he would change their names. Because names have got a lot to do with your destiny. So immediately after you assess these things, you need to go into a prayer. Immediately when you go into a prayer, you are going to pray against that name. But when you pray against that name, you are going to speak to that name as a personality. Meaning to say, you are going to address that name as you would speak to a person. You are not just going to speak as if it's a non-existent thing. No, you are going to speak against that name and denounce things that you see, that you learned about the person that you are named after. In other words, if the person has some certain bad habits in their lives, you are going to address the name that you have inherited, and you speak to it as a personality, and you begin to denounce every bad habit that that person had. You begin to denounce it in your life. And when you check this, you begin to also close and attack every doorway in your life that has been opened by demons because of the name that you are given. So check all these things so that you can know how to attack and pray against them in prayer. So good people, you need to always understand spiritual warfare is very important. And by the grace of God, I'm going to teach you on how to pray in spiritual warfare, on how to pray in the spiritual warfare. Because the Bible says that our weapons are not carnal, but they are mighty. They are spiritual and they are mighty through God. So if you are named after a person, check all these things, go engage in a prayer, and all those things that you have seen and that you have identified from the person that you have been named after, now begin to pray and attack that name as a personality. Speak to it, because that name is a personality that is living and existing in the spirit. So sometimes you might be needing to deal with the name that is the root cause of everything that you are going through, that you are praying yourself out of. God bless you. Shalom.